It's going to get dirty, girl. According to the streets, Beyonce is finally going to obtain a divorce from JayZ after learning about his firstborn son. With her marriage to JayZ, Beyonce never seems to be able to get a breather because it's constantly filled with tumultuous dramas. As you are all aware, Rymir has been battling for a long time to establish his paternity. Moreover, rumors are circulating that a judge has ultimately decided in his favor. However, it appears that Beyonce will not remain in place stepmother, since everyone is shaking from the motion she just made. Let's begin. After years of back and forth, it appears that things may finally be moving in Rymir Satterthwaite's favor. According to rumors, JayZ has been formally ordered by the court to submit a DNA sample in order to resolve this issue once and for all. This is nothing new, as everyone who has followed the saga knows, since Rymir has been claiming that JayZ is his father for over a decade, and Jay's been making every effort to evade the test for paternity. However, that could soon change. People have often questioned why JayZ didn't just take the test and end it all if he was so certain Rymir wasn't his. Just a few seconds would have been needed. However, there were also stories that suggested Beyonce might have contributed to his hesitation. Rumor has it that she didn't want any surprises to ruin the beautifully manicured image she had created for their family. Consider it. Their public image has endured enough with the infamous elevator brawl, the cheating rumors, and the entire Lemonade era. Adding a secret-grown son might completely destroy the Carter brand. The worst-case scenario for Bey could potentially come to pass now that the court is allegedly pressuring Jay to cooperate, and all they've worked so hard to build could be appended if the paternity test turns up online. To be fair, there are reports that she is primarily feeling this way because she is subtly worried. The possibility that Rhyme will steal JayZ's billion. As you are all aware, since Ree came forward, some people have been making fun of him online, saying he is merely attempting to capitalize on JayZ's reputation or gain a little notoriety. It's easy to understand why fans may believe he was pursuing JayZ's wealth. The fact that JayZ is worth $2.6 billion is more than sufficient justification for anyone to pretend that he is their father. However, Rymir claims that he is not pursuing JayZ's wealth and doesn't desire any smell. Everyone is staring at me and saying, "I'm chasing JayZ," he added. "I'm looking for money. My goal is to become famous." For me, this was never about the money. All I wanted to do was find out who my father was. I paid for it myself. I have 2 jobs. I look after my own affairs. All I wanted was respect from the courts and closure, as if everyone else enters and is treated with dignity and given a fair trial. How come I didn't receive that? What caused me to be brushed aside? But hold on, it gets messier. There are rumors circulating that JayZ has been avoiding the DNA test because it has nothing to do with wealth or influence. According to rumors, Jay supposedly got Rymir's mother, Wanda, pregnant when she was a minor. If that's the case, this is much more serious than a straightforward paternity question, which may be the reason for his prolonged battle. And let's face it, given everything that's going on at the moment, this could quickly get out of hand. As we all have seen, Diddy recently went through a storm, and JayZ was sued last year for allegedly assaulting a child. If the DNA test reveals that he fathered a child with someone who wasn't even of legal age at the time, just think of the mayhem. However, this is where things start to change significantly. At one point, JayZ's crew were receptive to the notion that Ree might develop a relationship of some sort with Rymir, according to Ree's guardian Lily. After they allegedly found out about the age predicament, everything changed. His crew reportedly immediately shut down the entire operation as those revelations became public. According to Lily, Wanda may have told Sean she was older even though she was just 16 when they first met. She became pregnant, but she didn't know how to get in touch with him. She went on, "His in-house attorney called me and they were really helpful. We decided to settle this in private. They even discussed Rymir's musical ability and if it would be wise to sign him to his record label, but I declined because he needed to complete high school." Suddenly, other attorneys became involved and their perspective shifted entirely. Given that Wanda was supposedly underage, I believe they understood that Sean had more at risk. Following this interview, things began to deteriorate for Rymir. He refused to back down though and attributed everything to Beyonce and JayZ. Rymir and his guardian Lily both accused JayZ's legal team of being dishonest, even implying that they attempted to undermine the case by reportedly bribing Rhyme's attorneys. They perceived it as a last-ditch effort to conceal the truth and preserve the Carters' reputation. Reports state that Lily filed a lawsuit against its own attorneys, alleging collusion, with the assistance of a rapper's legal team to avoid taking the test. According to her, they surreptitiously conspired with JayZ's attorneys, creating procedural issues that led to the case being dismissed from Philadelphia courts.
It's crazy. It really is crazy. These judges, these lawyers, this fraud, collusion, who knows what it's for, money or friendships or whatever they got going on. But I can honestly say that we should never go in the courtroom feeling like we're already the victims and we did nothing wrong.
It's hardly surprising that JayZ and Beyonce would do such things, considering everything we've witnessed from them over the years. To be honest, it feels perfectly consistent with their methods. Rymir, however, had no intention of giving up. He wasn't going to allow any of the things he's been through to break him. Rymir remained locked in despite all the dubious techniques used by JayZ's legal team. He filed a suit to unseal papers dating back to 2012, taking the matter all the way to the Supreme Court. He maintained that he was preventing himself from receiving true justice by keeping those records secret. However, the Supreme Court shut it down, stating that they lacked the power to unseal trial court records or reopen decisions rendered in the appeals court. Rymir didn't stop there either. In the hopes of a different result, he persisted and submitted a new motion to the appellate division. However, such a request was turned down once more. The turmoil didn't stop there, though, as JayZ and Beyonce disparaged him and said that he was pursuing influence in their song. I heard that they stated, "Billy Zhang in his prime for the 1000th time, the kid ain't mine. They call me dad on the internet. You shouldn't take this dad thing literally, kiddingly. It's too well known, we're not even that famous." That's fine with me, check both fingers. I'm being sued every single day. I don't wear a suit when I appear in court. Isn't everything you do covered by the news? Ish has advantages as well, doesn't it? Minja's wash up, still doing tracks like 55. Where the F*** are you at? Rymir responded in a song of his own. You must return to your former self. Matured man in his traditional ways. In a subsequent interview, he explained the motivation behind the song, saying, "This is not me being petty or trying to start a quarrel or anything like that. I want to release my music to show the world that, despite what some may say, I'm still going strong. I'm coming for the music industry." JayZ. Wouldn't it be simpler to simply take the test if he repeatedly stated that he isn't my father? This is no longer only a paternity test. There's more to it than that. Additionally, his rep stated, Ree should use his music as a means of expressing his emotions if JayZ has made them public and may have wounded us. As well, according to JayZ, he has often denied being Ree's father. He never spoke to Ree or his family, so I'm not sure who to ask. Why is he evading capture? When Ree and Lily began to place some of the responsibility on Beyonce, things really began to fall apart. They think she actively participated in maintaining silence and may have attempted to influence the events that transpired behind the scenes. Lily and Rymir had a suspicion that Beyonce had been using her power to shield the Carters' reputation and keep the truth from being revealed. They believe that she's been equally committed to burying this paternity, as JayZ is. Additionally, they asserted that they have been the target of intimidation attempts for years. Ree claimed to have been at the time of his civil lawsuit against JayZ. According to Dr. Lily, Beyonce was instrumental in convincing JayZ to acknowledge Ree and reach a settlement. It's possible that JayZ and Beyonce crudely made fun of Ree in their songs. Additionally, they asserted that Beyonce had been threatening them seriously, which compelled them to interview Liz Crokin. The intention was to share their tale and document everything in case they were harmed.
The Beyonce thing came when a friend of mine who knew her, somebody in her camp, and she said something supposedly, this is all hearsay, about regarding saying Rymir needs to go away little boy, something to that effect. There was something out there.
Lily further disclosed that, according to several insiders, Beyonce was the one who persuaded JayZ not to take the test.
She would have some sort of role in what her husband does. And if she was secure with herself and with the situation, not saying you gotta like it, she would help her husband.
Beyonce appears to have been more involved in the matter than we initially believed. Let's just say that Beyoncé is done using white support now that the streets are reporting that the courts have ordered JayZ's DNA sample. She never agreed to play stepmother, and she has no intention of doing so at this time. You can bet that she will receive a portion of his wealth if she files for divorce, according to speculations. Now, the test findings have not yet been released to the public, and we are unsure if they have been completed. I suppose it's safe to presume that the paternity results will be positive, though, given the rumors that Beyoncé is reportedly freaking out over this and planning to divorce JayZ. There is going to be even greater chaos in this circumstance. Please share your thoughts on this drama with me in the interim, and then watch this following video.